is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
It's CNB Bazaar Buzz time here on the NDTV network. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Patankar and today's lineup is action-packed. The Volkswagen Polo GTI takes on the Mini Cooper S. And we tell you what's better for your car, Teflon coating or going ceramic. Alright, so all of that's coming up, and of course I will answer your questions as well, but let's get started with a look at those two cars. Now the hot hatch space in India has been kind of limited and not really that hot, but when Volkswagen finally brought us the Polo GTI, things certainly warmed up by a few degrees. Now the downside is that that car is quite expensive and it's priced well over 20 lakh rupees, but then that also puts it in contention with the other hot hatch, which is the Mini Cooper S. So we've got our hands on both those cars and we'll tell you which one makes more sense to buy.
Hot hatches are undeniably attractive, and we are taking you to a special club.
Welcome to the 190 plus brake horsepower club in India, which has these two hot hatches. One is the Mini Cooper S, the other the Polo GTI. While on one hand you have this very aesthetic looking car, it's old school charm but new age aesthetics, and the other, and absolutely those bug-eyed lamps actually just melt your heart, don't they? On the other hand, you have a car that, you know, is serious in the way it looks, very German. That is why you see it taking itself very seriously. But both the cars have just probably two KRAs that have been got to them. One is to keep the driver behind that wheel entertained, and two is go as fast as they can, and both do it equally well. The question here is, which one does it better? No, not really. The question here is, which would you spend your money on?
When it comes to looks, the Mini is the clear winner. It's bright, fun and stands out amidst the crowd. Its curvy and the DRLs, chrome trims and 4-bonnet scoop keep the car relevant, though it oozes old school charm. The GTI isn't a head turner, but there are subtle differences like a slightly different bumper, a GTI badged honeycomb grille, LED lights with DRLs. All of this is quite perfect for those who don't like attention, yet get the job done. It's the same understated design for the GTI on the inside. You're reminded of the Polo when you get in there. The center console is slightly different, while the sporty flat-bottomed steering wheel and larger dials are new. There is also the red contrast stitching. The Mini is the funkier of the two. The toggle switches, the interactive LED strip around the infotainment system, everything about it is very, very cool. It immediately feels more special than the GTI, but the Polo has better ergonomics and more space. The rear seats are a bit cramped on the Mini, but not on the GTI. The doors open wider too, which makes ingress and egress a breeze. And then there is the engine.
Now this Mini Cooper S is actually the more powerful of the two, and that is because it's tuned by Cooper Works. The power now stands at 207 brake horsepower. That's quite a lot, isn't it? 8-speed sequential gearbox, and actually pretty fun to drive. The steering actually is hard, and which is why you have to actually work at it, you know, unlike the one that we have on the GTI. And also the suspension setup is pretty stiff, which is why everything on the road, you can actually feel everything on the road. You don't want to feel those undulations on the road, especially, and you get those kinds of roads, especially in India. That's what you don't want. It actually just keeps you throwing around. What it does get is an absolute fun to drive experience. Also, a very nice exhaust note. Now you have to just click two buttons, click it twice actually, and then that exhaust really works its way. But obviously there is a big no when it comes to engaging it on road, and that has been issued in public interest right here. So when you're on the track, only engage it then. But meanwhile, that exhaust really helps you enjoy that entire experience of being in a Mini Cooper S. Well, it's really nice, isn't it?
It offers two modes, Sport and Track, which are activated by Bluetooth using an uber cool detonator type keychain that slots into one of the cup holders. The GTI gets just the drive and sports mode, but it's equally engaging.
There's a lot going on for the GTI right now because A, it's cheaper than the Mini Cooper S, B, it feels nice to drive, and the steering is actually lighter. Of course, the ground clearance helps because yes, Volkswagen has clearly dealt with the ground clearance. It basically comes together in the form of a well-packaged car, a real hot hatch, and one that actually gives the Mini Cooper S a run for its money.
On the highway, the GTI feels well damped and very stable. It essentially feels like a well set up luxury car. The Mini's suspension with the dynamic dampers is still comparatively stiffer. The GTI is a CBU and is priced at 25,90,000 rupees, while the standard Mini Cooper S is priced at 31,78,000 rupees. But that is followed by the mountain of accessories. The JCW kit itself costs a good 2.5 lakh rupees. Add paddle shifters, dynamic dampers and bits like leather on the steering and the price goes up by nearly 4 lakh rupees. Based on how you spec the Mini, it can cost you anything between 6 to 10 lakh rupees more than the GTI. And that's a big price to pay for a small car, which is why the GTI wins this duel, making it a value for money hot hatch.
Teflon coating or ceramic coating, these are some of the dilemmas that we get from you, and in this particular case the whole idea is to save your car from getting banged up or scratched up in everyday driving or parking conditions. So what's the better one to go with and how do they both work and how much does all of this cost? King Shukdatta has been finding out.
There are a few better feelings in the world than to walk out with a brand new car from a showroom. After all, you've spent a lot of time and money in order to purchase your dream set of wheels. The real question though is how to keep your car looking good as new even after months and years of usage. And that's why we are at the Detailing Mafia by Express Car Wash to see which protection solution is better, Teflon or nano ceramic. Before you begin any sort of treatment on the car, the first logical step is to give it a thorough wash. You could wash it conventionally with water using pressure or by hand or with steam as shown here. The biggest advantage of a steam wash is that the steam spray penetrates even the most inaccessible places such as the grooves of the nuts and bolts and flushes the dirt out.
Whenever you use the polisher, we are slowly eating the paint of the car. Rose rate keeps going down. So what are we focusing on? On protection of the paint. Not only just a gloss which is coming out. Because this gloss is there and every time using a polisher, my paint is getting soft day by day. So if that's why we say permanent or one-time solution. Go for a one-time job, story gets finished and you get a lot of more advantage. You get a water beating property, you get a hydrophobic effect, you get a strong environmental impact protection even from stone chip marks. Amazing results.
Once the car has been thoroughly washed and wiped, it is time for the compounding process to begin. The technician uses a rotary polisher and then a dual action polisher over the body panel with a cutting compound to get rid of all the swirl marks. Once the compounding process is completed, it is time to apply either a Teflon coating solution or a nano ceramic coating solution. Delving a little deeper into technicalities, Teflon is a fluoropolymer which has a base of synthetic wax. It is made of the same material as your non-stick cookware. The Teflon coating is 0.2 microns thick and forms a protective layer on the painted panels of the car. Ceramic coating, on the other hand, is a clear coat which uses carborundum, one of the hardest materials in existence. When applied, the ceramic coat forms a chemical bond with the layer of paint on the car, forming a clear coating on the surface of the car, which is resistant to chemical etching and is hydrophobic as well.
We have the ceramic coating solution with us, and this is the Teflon coating solution. What we have done is we have divided the bonnet of the car in 3 different parts. The larger part that you see is the untreated segment. Here we'll apply the ceramic coating solution, and here we'll apply the Teflon coating solution. The difference will be there for you to see.
The prices of Teflon coating process usually start from 4,500 rupees and go up to 7,000 rupees depending on the size of the car. On the other hand, the prices of ceramic coating your car starts from 18,000 rupees and can go up to 35,000 rupees depending on the size of your car and the treatment package that you opt for. Getting your car Teflon coated would seem to be a more affordable option, but it will lose its durability in less than 6 months and it will need to be redone again and again. There is no doubt that getting a ceramic coating treatment for your car will be more expensive. But having said that, it is also said to be more durable and offer better protection from scratches, swirl marks, dust, rust and so on. So if you want to keep your car looking good for a longer time, be smart and invest in ceramic coating over Teflon coating.
Let's take a short break here on CNB Bazaar Buzz. I'll come back, answer your questions.